Gene's sick.
I'm on my way to Tulum. Mexico's so close to New York that I've been there a few times, unlike other countries. One trip that stands out was back in October 2021 when the pandemic was winding down. Airlines were struggling, so I managed to book a trip to Mexico with barely any miles. And that's how I ended up exploring the Yucatan Peninsula. It was during that trip that I first visited Tulum. At that time, I was hopping between cities, so staying at a beachfront hotel was too expensive. I ended up staying in downtown Tulum instead. What I didn't realize was how far the beach was from downtown. If you're not staying at a beachfront hotel, getting to the beach isn't exactly straightforward. In Mexico, you usually pay to use a beach club or a hotel's private beach, and the fee gets credited towards food and drinks. That's what I did at the time. I had a great day at the beach, but then I had to head back to downtown before sunset. So I never really got to see Tulum's nightlife. It's always felt like something I missed out on. Back then, the only way to get to Tulum was by flying into Cancun and then traveling from there. Normally, I don't revisit places I've already been to, but I heard Tulum has its own airport now, so I figured why not? This time, I'm not leaving without experiencing Tulum's night scene. Delta doesn't have a direct flight to Tulum yet, so this time I flew with JetBlue. I've always been a Delta person, but JetBlue was much more comfortable than I expected. Probably because I paid a little extra for an exit row seat. Even their luggage policy, which I was a bit worried about, ended up being pretty chill.
Folks, thanks again for your patience. We're now number 4 for departure. In flight, please be seated.
I decided to go back to Tulum even though it's probably more expensive than New York, because from May to October is the rainy season, making it a bit more affordable. But as expected, the closer I got to Tulum, the weather started to change.
This in-flight crew would like to thank you for flying with us. We do look forward to seeing you on future flights. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend.
I should have done my research beforehand, but because of the Mexican laws, they took my jewel. And I had to pay a tax on my drone. Sure, it was my fault, but it wasn't exactly the best way to start a trip. From the airport, I took an auto bus to downtown Tulum. Since everything gets super expensive once you head toward the beach, I grabbed a meal at a downtown restaurant and picked up some tips on how to take a Colectivo to the beach. Getting from downtown to the beach usually takes about 20 to 30 minutes by car, depending on where you're staying. Taxis felt way too expensive, so I went with a Colectivo instead, which is about a tenth of the price and mostly used by locals. There's no AC, so it gets a bit humid. Taking a taxi would have been more comfortable, but I felt like it wasn't right to complain about something locals use every day. This hotel wasn't on the beach, but on the jungle side across the road, so the price wasn't bad by Tulum standards. After checking in, I went out for dinner. I've seen so many YouTube videos about Tulum, so actually being here and standing in the places I've only seen online feels kind of surreal.
Gracias.
During the rainy season, you never know when it's going to rain, so you really have to make the most of the time when the sun's out. I could use the sister hotel on the beach. Before breakfast, I crossed the street and took a walk along the beach. Looking back now, even though it was a bit windy, this peaceful morning walk on the beach was one of my favorite moments in Tulum. Staying by the beach in Tulum this time, I was really looking forward to experiencing Tulum's nightlife. But starting my day with a calm Tulum morning was such an unexpected treat. I was back at the hotel having breakfast when out of nowhere the unpredictable rainy season weather in Tulum hit and it started pouring. When it keeps raining like this, all you can really do is relax and eat. Then again, even if the weather had been perfect, I probably would have just eaten, drank, and chilled anyway.
You want to see the Hartwood?
I had a dinner reservation I'd made a month ago, so I went out for a light lunch at a spot the hotel lobby recommended. This place is one of Tulum's famous restaurants. I wanted to avoid the crowds, so I booked a table right at opening time.
Gambas mayas.
You sip on one of the droplets and follow it with the cocktail. Enjoy.
It's a rainy day, so we are lucky to squeeze in here, right? Usually it's super busy.
Yeah. This has been kind of like a...
The rain from yesterday finally stopped, so I decided to spend some time at the beach today. it's the last day of my Tulum getaway. Depending on how you look at it, it felt both long and short. Coming back to a place I've already been didn't have the same thrill as going somewhere totally new, but there was something nice about it feeling a little familiar. This trip was supposed to be about experiencing Tulum's nightlife, but instead, I got to see a quieter, more peaceful side of Tulum thanks to the off-season. Honestly though, since I start getting sleepy around 8 p.m. these days, maybe I'm just past the point of really enjoying the nightlife anyway.
O a la policía aeroportuaria. Todo el equipaje está sujeto a revisión.